Welcome to Blush the Podcast. With so many new BLs coming out, who has time to watch them all? But don't worry, I got you. I'm your host, Ray. Every week, I'll be providing episode summaries and commentary on old and new series for the busy BL girl. And at the end of each series, I'll give a rating too, to help keep that watch list slim. I'll also give updates on news like upcoming series, ships, and whatever else pops up. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome back to another episode of Blushed. I feel like it's been a while since we talked last, and that's on me. My bad, guys. I am the master of procrastination, but I promise I'll do better. I will. However, there's a likely chance that this episode will also not come out on time. I love that for me. What is the point of a schedule if I'm not going to follow it? But enough about my poor time management. Let's get into some of the news and topics that I found to talk about. So, Jack and Joker finally has a premiere date. You guys probably already know that because I am behind the times. But this is a Yin War BL. Now, I follow War on Instagram. I love his pottery videos and they bring me so much joy to watch. Don't know Yin. Sorry. But I believe they were in Love and Mechanics. One of those early like engineering BLs that probably got everybody into BL. I haven't seen it, but that's okay. I will get to it eventually after I watch the like 200 other series on my watch list. But the main point of me bringing this up is the premiere date is going to be September 9th. Let me find out where you can watch that. It looks like it'll be available on iQIYI, but I don't know where else. So iQIYI for now. The trailer for Monster Next Door came out, so in my new format, I'm gonna go watch that trailer and I will come back with my summary and thoughts on it. So I'll see you in like 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. So it literally premieres today on WeTV if you guys want to watch it. It seems to be a drama about next door neighbors. Very opposites attract. One is an introvert, one is an extrovert. And it seems to be pretty, I would say like calm, like a cute, like pure love. Like, you know, they get to know each other, they become friends, they interact a lot, and then they have some sort of issue that they need to resolve. And yeah, it doesn't seem like anything crazy. I personally feel like the title was a little misleading because it's called Monster Next Door, so I thought it was going to be something really hectic. But based on the trailer, it looks like it's going to be a pretty normal relationship between college students. So if that is your jam, go check that out on WeTV. Like I said, it premieres August 8th, which is presumably today in Thailand. It is August 7th as the time that I'm recording this, and hopefully the day that this will go up on Spotify. In other teaser trailer pilot related news, the trailer for Addicted Heroine is out if you're interested in that. I've not seen the original Addicted Heroine, and I know there's controversy around the Thai remake given that one of the actors is a minor. So I don't know if I'm gonna watch the Thai version of it, but maybe eventually I will give the Chinese version of it a chance. But yeah, that is out on YouTube as of yesterday if you're interested. And next episode, I believe I'm going to do a review of the Allure of the Siren pilot that came out a few weeks ago, and I've already watched it, but I'm gonna watch it again and share with you guys. Also, if you have not started, Battle of the Writers has 2 episodes out if you are a fan of the Tudor Yim pairing, which I personally am. So I haven't started watching that yet because I'm still watching This Love Doesn't Have Long Beans. And of course, you know, we're still in the middle of We Are the series. So if it's good, let me know. Send me a message, send me an email, tell me if you're watching it and tell me if it's good. There really are just too many BL series to keep up with. Oh my gosh. And especially the Thai ones, the episodes are really long and there's a lot of them. So, the life of a BL fangirl is pretty tough. But I will push through because this is the life that I chose. Okay, so last episode we talked about We Are the series episode 8. However, Poom and Pim are driving me off a cliff with their indecisiveness and lack of communication, so I need a break. So today's episode is gonna be a special episode. Yay! Woo! Alright, that's enough celebrating. We are watching a movie today. We're watching a movie and we're going to watch... Where's like the drum roll? I need to get a drum roll sound effect. We are watching the movie version of My Sweet Dear. It is a Korean cooking BL, and since I am watching along with We Are, This Love doesn't have long beans, which is a cooking BL, I thought it would be a nice, refreshing break. So, My Sweet Dear came out in 2021, and that is probably when I watched it. So, watching it again is gonna be like brand new to me, so I'm excited. And this movie is about an hour and 50 minutes long. If you're interested in the drama version, it is 8 15-minute episodes, and both of these are available on Viki. It is starring Lee Chan-hyung and Jung Woo-soo, and Jung Woo-soo has also been in Where Your Eyes Linger, if you have seen that. And if not, we'll get to it eventually. So now that we've gotten all of the technical nonsense out of the way, without further ado, let's watch My Sweet Dear 2021. I think I might have mentioned this already, but just in case you're new to the pod, I am going to be summarizing this as I am watching it. So if, like, I don't know, the summary seems like weird or disjointed, it's because I'm live reacting to this, okay? Live tweet in podcast form. Okay, right off the bat, like, very first scene, we got Abs. Abs coming straight out of the shower. Who is this character? Oh, he's pretty. He has, like, really long hair and, like, some honey brown eyes. Who are you, sir? I think this is Jung Woo-soo. I don't know if I've ever seen him in anything else. Oh, bro, I straight up lied. I've seen Where Your Eyes Linger. Damn. Okay. And he's old, too. Apparently, he's, like, 34. All right, come through. He's like older than me. Not to offend any of my audience that is 34 and older. Okay, he's getting ready as if he's like going to an office or something, but at the same time, like, happening parallel is a chef getting ready and cooking at an Italian restaurant called Laura's Dining. Okay, so Lee Chan-hyung's character is a chef at Laura's Dining. His name is Chef Yoon. Woo-soo's character, whose name I don't know at this point, but I have to tell you this because it seems important. He shows up at Laura's Dining, right? And so the first time we see these two characters meet, Woo-soo's character he's a patron at the restaurant, and he calls the chef over. So one of the staff goes to get Chef Yoon and is like, I need you to come here right now. And so he goes to the customer and ask if there's anything wrong, and Woo-soo's character cuts a piece of steak and picks it up with his fork, and he like motions like for Yoon to eat it. What a strange interaction with a customer. But you know, this guy has such light brown beautiful eyes. Like, I'm a sucker for men with light brown eyes. Like, I'm gonna be distracted this entire movie. So after Yoon eats the steak, he asks what's wrong with it, and Woo-soo's character is like, yeah, what is wrong with it? But, like, you don't need to be too serious. What the fuck does that mean? Like, you called him out there to try the steak, and then is there something wrong with it? Like, please, enlighten us. So after he says that they don't need to be too serious between the two of them, this obviously confuses Yoon because he does not know this man. This is his first time meeting him, so he's like, why are you using the term us? Like, I don't know you like that. Woo-soo's character stands up and says, yes, us, and starts straightening Yoon's apron, which is really awkward, but I mean, for the BL plot, it makes sense. You know, they exchange glances, like, eye to eye. But after he straightens up the apron, he just leaves and still doesn't say who he is. We're only 5 minutes in. Okay, so after Mystery Man just disappears, Yoon goes to meet with Laura Kim, who it seems is the namesake of the restaurant. It's coming back to me now since I have seen this before, but I believe she's an investor. So I think Laura is like the main owner of the restaurant, but she doesn't cook. Like, she's just the investor, and Yoon, whose full name is Yoon Do-gun, is the chef. Before he goes to her office, we see Laura scrolling social media to look at the reviews on her restaurant, and basically people are saying that the food is not that good and the restaurant's okay, but the atmosphere is nice. And so she's trying to lead more towards like a trendy restaurant that's more palatable to a wider range of customers, just because she has big aspirations and she wants the restaurant to be global, where Do-gun is like very classic. Like, I don't want to do anything trendy. I want to keep it basic and classic because that's timeless. But Laura obviously disagrees, and that's why we're having this conversation. My guess is Mystery Man is being brought in to help bring the restaurant out of the trenches. So Laura wraps up the conversation by telling Dolan that he needs to go study on his own, or she wants him to study on his own before she has to force him to do so, because the sales on their newest dish were not very good. And to her, that's like a report card of their performance, so she is concerned. Meanwhile, we switch over to another scene with our mystery man. They haven't quite introduced him yet, his full name, but he's on the phone and someone calls him Chef Che, so his name is Che Jung-woo. Whoever Jung-woo is on the phone with is asking where he currently is, and they say, I know that I asked you to pay your debt back right away, but I didn't expect you to pay it all in one go. And Jung-woo is my favorite type of man. He's a sassy kind, because he said, do you know what's great about paying your debt back? You don't have to answer questions like, where are you? And he said, let's not meet again, Hyungnim, and hung up the phone. That's what I'm talking about. Love to see it. Love it. But before he hung up, whoever his debtor is asked him if he won the lottery or something, because how was he able to pay back all the money, which he of course did not answer. And when he hung up, he thought to himself, he did win the lottery, and flashed the memory of meeting our Chef Yoon. You met him for like 2 seconds and you already thinking about him? Oh. So the next day when the restaurant opens, just as I suspected, Jung-woo shows up and he's just in the kitchen plain clothes and introduced himself to nobody. So the sous chef is like, sir, you can't just be in here. The dining room is over there. Let me take you. But as the sous chef is trying to, follow safety regulations and, hygiene and shit, Laura shows up like, oh, what's up? Like, she knows him. And so the sous chef's like, who the fuck is this? And she introduces him, Chef Che Jung-woo. He's going to be working with us from now on. The sous chef's like, oh, wait, hold up. I can't comprehend. My brain is buffering. Give me a second. Oh, Laura, you didn't tell Yoon that you was hiring another chef? Girl, that's a little dirty. So I don't really know what the deal is, why Chef Yoon did not come to work, but he is not here. And the sous chef is like his ride or die. He's like, Chef Yoon he's the greatest, he's the GOAT. So some customers show up and the sous chef says that they always order Chef Yoon special. He's like, why does this have to happen when Chef Yoon is not here? So Jung-woo is like, okay, well, why can't you make it? Do you not have the ingredients? And the sous chef says that it's a dish that only Chef Yoon knows how to make. So Jung-woo thinks back to the dish that he had the other day, that steak, right? And I guess that was Chef Yoon's special, and I guess he can taste it. He can make it from memory based on the taste. So he says to take the order, and the sous chefs, like, they're not gonna know. They're gonna know that it wasn't Chef Yoon that made it. Jung-woo is like, oh, Chef Yoon, like, you guys really love him, don't you? Just take the damn order, basically. So Jung-woo starts making Chef Yoon special, right? And he's asking the sous chef to hand him the different ingredients. And so the sous chef starts panicking and calls Chef Yoon. Chef, come up to the restaurant. There's an emergency. Like, someone ordered your special. There's a stranger in here. Chef Yoon, slow down. Tell me so I can understand. And the sous chef says, get to the restaurant immediately. Chef Yoon walks in immediately. What the fuck is going on here? Who put on perfume before coming into the kitchen? Jung-woo turns around and says, as expected, a star chef is indeed sensitive. Yoon is like, you're the dude with the apron. You're the apron guy. Jung-woo's like, oh no, my first impression was pretty bad. Like, that apron guy, don't call me that, but you can call me Jung-woo. What a way to introduce yourself. Yeah, Chef Yoon is not taking this well at all. He's trying to square up, grabbing your boy by the collar, telling him to get out of the kitchen. Who made this dish? Like, he is heated. Even his poor staff is catching strays. Like, he asked them, y'all just let anybody come in the kitchen and cook? Damn. Jung-woo is kind of a force to be dealt with. The sous chefs, they tried their best. They really did. While the two chefs were fighting, a bunch of orders came in. So the sous chef was like, we got 3 times the chef special. And Jungwoo says, shouldn't we put our differences aside to meet the customer's needs because that's more urgent and we can fight later. They both get to work in the kitchen, and I don't know if they're actually cooking to fulfill the orders or if they're just cooking to fight with each other, but they both make the chef special, and Jungwoo tries to get Chef Yoon to try his dish, his version of the dish. He says he plated it in his own style because this way customers will want to post it on their social media, which if you recall, that's what Laura wants. Like, she wants people to be posting about it. She wants her restaurant to be more trendy. Chef Yoon takes a taste of Jungwoo's dish and he doesn't say anything and picks up the whole plate and puts it in the trash, which is crazy to me because that was like a ceramic dish. Why would you do that? Just dramatic. Later they meet up with Laura and she apologizes to Chef Yoon, saying that she was gonna tell him about Jungwoo but she forgot. I feel like that's blatantly a lie. There's no way that she forgot to mention that. She just didn't tell him. She asked if they could try their best to get along. Then she goes on to explain her plan. She said she thought what would be more beneficial than sending Chef Yoon to go study more, and it came to her that there is more than one top student in the world, so she thought if she brought in another one and they had a friendly battle between the classic Chef Yoon and the trendy Chef Choi, that it would be more interesting. She goes on to say that in a month's time, they will have a new dish evaluation tasting to determine what is going to go on the menu. Chef Yoon says what's going to happen after the new dish evaluation. What does that mean? And Laura very snarkily says, well, there can't be 2 head chefs in one kitchen, right? I don't like her. Like, she is giving bitchy vibes. I get that Chef Yoon is stubborn, which is not a good thing, but I feel like there could be a better way that she could have gone about this, but we'll see what happens. The sous chefs try to come and comfort Chef Yoon by telling him that he's the only reason that the restaurant got a Michelin star 2 years before this, and Laura is like an evil woman for not recognizing that and trying to push him out of the kitchen, which she kind of said that she wasn't trying to push him out of the kitchen, that she was just trying to inspire him to do better, but that's like neither here nor there. While they're having this conversation, Jungwoo walks up and he asks them to let him into the loving atmosphere of the kitchen and for them to all get along well. To which Chef Yoon replies and says, in a month's time, one of us is going to be gone, so there's no reason to be friendly, and just takes off. Chef Yoon is really heated about this situation. So it looks like he has someone doing some investigating into Choi Jungwoo to figure out who he is. Whoever this person he's talking to on the phone says that Jungwoo is a nobody, no one has ever heard of him, and he was abroad for a while, but it doesn't seem like he graduated from any particular school, so to keep an eye on him because you know how the industry is. I don't know what that means. How is the industry? This sounds real sketchy, but they're just cooking. Jungwoo really likes to ruffle feathers. He shows up the next day with new aprons, and Chef Yoon refuses to wear it. But he doesn't really say much, and so Jungwoo's like, I can't tell if your expression is of agreement or of disapproval, so I'm just gonna do whatever I interpreted. It's good that he's relaxed because this restaurant seems a little stiff because of Chef Yoon. Even though his staff really seems to like him, he is very serious about work. Later that night, they go on a team dinner to a barbecue restaurant, and everyone is trying to have a good time, but Chef Yoon is really raining on the parade. Like, they're trying to make a toast. He drinks before the toast, and then he tries to pack up and leave early. Like, he's like, I don't feel like it, y'all have fun, and he tries to leave. I don't know if it's lucky or unlucky that they got Chef Yoon to stay, because he goes on to start arguing with Choi Jungwoo about the basics of cooking, because one of the sous chefs start asking Jungwoo how he was able to make Chef Yoon's special dish after only tasting it once, and he says that it's because taste is like a memory, right? You can remember all of the things that happen when you taste something at that time. Chef Yoon says he knows your style, like people who don't know the basics of cooking and just do it half-heartedly. This team dinner is getting hella awkward because no one else knows what to say while they're having this little exchange. And then it gets even more awkward because Jungwoo starts singing a song, and because they asked him to, they were like, you're the newbie, so you need to sing karaoke. And not only is he good at singing, It's like a love song, and why do I feel like he's singing directly to Chef Yoon? Why would you be singing to him? After he just said that you can't cook, you don't know the basics. It kind of seemed like Chef Yoon was into the singing, but he looked real dreamy eyed, and they even put on the little dreamy filter, like, you know, the thing that makes everything like blurry and fuzzy and stuff. But then he suddenly passes out and his head hits the table. The rest of the staff are like, is he drunk? Oh shit. And they all just get up and leave. They're wrong for that. They were so wrong for that. Because as they're leaving, Jungwoo was able to grab one of them, like, hey, where are you guys going? And they're like, we're really sorry about this, but good luck. He bites. Bitch, what? Did you say he bites? What does that mean? Bro, he literally bites. Like, he got up and he started talking about jelly and bit Jungwoo's ear. Oh my god, why does Jungwoo seem like he's kind of into it? Like, at first he was startled, but he doesn't look displeased. So Jungwoo carries Chef Yoon's dead weight back to somebody's living quarters. I'm gonna guess it's his because I don't know how he would know where Chef Yoon lives. And he's able to put him on the bed, and Chef Yoon is like talking in his sleep, saying that, you know, why does this guy have to be good at everything? I'm not gonna let him take over Laura's dining. It's mine. But then he points at Jungwoo and he says jelly is mine too, which stresses Jungwoo out, and he puts a mask on him like that, like as if that's gonna stop him from biting again. That is so funny. After he puts the mask on him to protect himself from getting bitten again, Chejong-woo just climbs over Chef Yoon and goes to sleep. The next morning, Chef Yoon wakes up very confused because obviously he doesn't know where he is, and he has a mask on, and he cannot remember what happened last night because he was drunk as fuck. He opens the door to peek out, and he sees Jungwoo in the kitchen cooking, which he looks damn good. Like, he has his arms out, and, you know, he's like dancing and stuff, having a great time. Like, he just seems like a fun guy. Like, he is somebody I would want to hang out with. Like, I would want to be his friend. Of course, Chef Yoon is mesmerized by this delicious snack that's dancing around the kitchen cooking breakfast, but he quickly snaps out of it. Like, what the fuck are you thinking, bro? That's your competition. Don't look at him like that. So he runs back, quickly puts on his socks, thinking that he's gonna slip out of there, but of course, Jungwoo sees him and is like, oh, you're up. Like, go wash up, come eat. Chef Yoon is definitely trying to leave. He was like, what happened last night? Why am I sleeping in your room? Like, I didn't make any mistakes, right? And Jungwoo was like, mistakes? I don't know. Like, you tell me why you're sleeping in my room. And Chef Yoon says leave him next time. He's gonna go, but Jungwoo insists that he stays and eats to cure his hangover. While Jungwoo is wrapping up breakfast, Chef Yoon is being nosy and going through the books that he has on the table, where he realizes that Jungwoo is actually studying really hard to be a good chef. He has all these cookbooks with sticky notes, and he has a notebook where he takes notes on cooking, and he jots down stuff about recipes. It has pictures in it and everything. Like, he's actually kind of diligent when it comes to learning about cooking. But Chef Yoon is a hating ass bitch, and he cannot let this slide. So when breakfast is done, Chejong-woo serves it, and it was like, oh, you know, you probably eat spicy stuff to cure your hangover. And Chef Yoon's like, how did you know that? And he's like, you're my rival. I need to know everything about you so I can win. Chef Yoon tries the hangover soup, and when Jungwoo asks for feedback, he gets up, puts the pot back on the stove, and starts adding more seasonings to it. Once he's done, he asks Jungwoo to taste it, and Jungwoo tastes it and says that it tastes a little bit better than before. And Chef Yoon says this is what class is. Now, I don't know about y'all, but Chef Yoon was drunk the night before and bit somebody that he didn't really know. And you're gonna wake up the next morning in their house where you slept because you were drunk off your ass and talk about what class is. Please make it make sense. After they eat, they both get ready to go to work, and Jungwoo offers to give Yoon a ride to work. And Chef Yoon says, I don't think we're close enough to ride to work together. And rightfully so, Jungwoo says that he also doesn't think they're close enough to bite into jellies together, referring to Chef Yoon's drunken behavior the night before. Once they arrive at the restaurant and get to work, things seem to be going fine. Chef Yoon is already starting on his new dish, and he chats with one of the sous chefs that's like prepping ingredients to ask him to taste the sauce. And the sous chef's like, yeah, that's great. So then Jungwoo comes up and he's like telling the sous chef to like study hard, and the sous chef's like, oh, you should work on your dish because like Chef Yoon's is delicious, da 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 da. Right. When Jungwoo walks off, the sous chef starts telling Chef Yoon that he did some research into Jungwoo and that he saw when he was a chef in Spain and Bali that he copied other chefs' recipes and posted it on social media as his own. Jungwoo overhears this, and of course he looks pretty he doesn't look sad necessarily, but he is obviously not happy about these rumors. But then Chef Yoon responds to the sous chef by saying that he doesn't think those rumors are true. And the sous chef's like, how do you know the rumors are not true? And Chef Yoon says, I just know. And he's like, don't worry about it because I'm not going to make a dish that's going to be easy for anybody to copy, let alone him. Jungwoo's still eavesdropping, hears this, and cracks a smile. Once Chef Yoon is done talking to the sous chef, he decides to go to the storeroom to see what ingredients he has available to him to work on his new dish. He notices the door is a little bit hard to open, and he's like, okay, I'll have to look into this later, and he puts a door jam like in between to keep the door open while he was looking for the ingredients. Sure enough, Jungwoo shows up and comes into the storeroom and kicks the drawer stop out of the way, and the door slams closed. And as that was happening, Chef Yoon was trying to tell him like, no, don't close the door because it doesn't open from the inside. So at this point, they're now stuck in the storeroom together, which sucks because it is a refrigerated storeroom, but it does give them some time to bond a little bit. So they start talking because they don't have anything else to do, and Chef Yoon asks Jungwoo if he overheard everything that was said, and Jungwoo says, yeah, I overheard it. And Chef Yoon asks why he didn't say anything. That's how rumors spread, if you don't say anything to stop them. Jungwoo returns the question by asking, why do you think they're rumors? Chef Yoon says that even though Jungwoo is arrogant, he doesn't seem like someone who would steal other people's recipes. And so Jungwoo was like, why did you say I didn't have any foundation if that's what you think? And Chef Yoon apologizes for being a dick, like earlier, I guess. Jungwoo then says that he actually didn't start cooking because he likes it. He started cooking because if you can cook, you can eat your fill and you won't starve at the very least. And Chef Yoon looks at him with a little bit of pity, and Jungwoo says, don't look at me with pity in your eyes like that. But I guess this is kind of going back to the beginning where he was talking to a debtor, right? So he doesn't have any money. But in normal Korean drama fashion, despite being broke, he has a very nice apartment, and he has nice clothes, and he has a car, and all this shit. At this point, they basically start hugging for warmth because who knows when somebody's going to come and open this door. And I think Chef Yoon is trying to unpack his thoughts at this moment. So we're about at the halfway point of this movie, and I think this is a good stopping point for the sake of time. I do not want to make you guys listen to like a 2-hour episode on a 2-hour movie. So I'm going to break this up into 2 parts, but hopefully I'm not going to wait until Saturday to upload this. So I will be back tomorrow. With the other part of this movie, the other half, because we have to figure out how they're going to go from rivals to lovers and what's going to happen, what's going to be the result of the competition. Is she really going to kick one of them out? I don't know. I can't remember. So we're going to have to find out together tomorrow. I don't know if I want to give my commentary just yet because we're only halfway through the movie, but I will say so far I don't like Chef Yoon and I don't like Laura. I do like Jungwoo. He's very fun, and laid back, and it always seems to be the case that people who have rough lives tend to be like that, so it makes sense. But I'll just leave it at that, and I'll give my full commentary at the end of the next episode when we finish the movie. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm giving up on the sponsorship for now, not forever, but I still want to give a shout out at the end of every episode for whatever thing that I decide that episode. And today it is a shout out for all cooking BLs and cooking dramas in general, because when I watch them, it makes me feel like I should learn how to cook, and I just feel so inspired. Now, have I ever learned after watching one? Not really. But maybe one day I will. But yes, thank you, writers of these dramas, for trying to teach me a survival skill that I probably should already have. I really appreciate it. Okay, thanks, bye. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Blushed. If you like this episode, please leave a review. For drama recs or listener letters, please email them to blushpodcast@gmail.com. Remember, stay rosy, and I'll see you next time.